Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick, otherwise known as iSithKills, and today we got a full tutorial on the guided and hidden Easter egg, whether you're doing this on Nightmare or normal. Either one, this will be the guide for you. Let's dive in. Once you load in, you'll be updated right away as soon as you pass the opening door to activate the castle gate. Once you do whittle it down to one zombie, you're going to notice that there's circles here. You don't need any kills, you just need to stay in the circle in order to access it. Once a circle is completely done, be careful however, but a Baylor will spawn. This Baylor is pretty weak though, as long as you put headshots in him, it should take you no time to kill him. Once you do kill him, your objective will update and you'll gain access to the next part of this map. First thing you need to do is go ahead and shoot this blue orb at the very top, which will give you access to melee one of these generators. But be careful because another Baylor will spawn. Go ahead and take out this Baylor. Since we're still on round 1, he's pretty simple, even on Nightmare. Once you do take him out, your objectives will update and you'll gain access to shooting the blue orb again, which will give you access to melee one of the generators, which we have to melee 3 of them. Once you melee the generator, you'll be able to go ahead and shoot the blue orb again. Once that is done, go ahead and make your way up to the top where another generator will be. You can go ahead and melee this one as well. And rinse and repeat, shoot the blue orb. And you can go ahead and melee your last generator. Your objectives will update and you'll go ahead and gain access or be able to buy the door, which will give you access to the new area. Once in the new area, you'll notice that you'll have updated objectives and you're going to have to collect oil or battering ram. Now, these oil canisters are pretty much always in the same location as far as in this general area. So if you go to those 3 locations, those are usually have the oil. You only need 4 of them. There's usually one in there, but there wasn't. So if there isn't one in there for you, there is another location that you can go to that's on the far outside corner here, which if you run through the castle grounds and go up the stairs and go straight down here, you'll notice that there's another oil here. You can go ahead and grab that. Once you do have all the oil canisters, you'll be able to move on to the next step here. And you'll notice that blue marking on the ground, those are all possible oil locations. There's also one in the cloning facility that you'll notice that's on the ground on both the 1st and 2nd floor above Speed Cola. But if you don't see yours in the location that I found it in, those 2 locations have the blue markings as well. Once you put the oil in, you can go ahead and grab your torch. And wherever you killed the last Baylor is where you need to light the torch. Go ahead and locate that helmet and light the torch with the Baylor's helmet. You're going to bring it back to the cannon and go ahead and light it up. Go to the button, interact with it. And what it will do is go ahead and flame up the icy wall, which will give you access to what will be the boss fight arena. Make your way into the newly accessible area, and you want to interact with the door here, which will update your objectives. And pretty much we got to take care of every boss from every map. So I like starting off with the teleporting challenge, which is the closest one that is to you, which is this one. After interacting, go ahead and go to your marker, which will be the next objective. You make your way down here. You're going to have to open this door. By the way, there's another oil canister there. You're going to want to open both the bottom and top area, but I don't have enough money here, so we're just gonna go ahead and start with A. All right, I pulled up Microsoft Paint just so I can show this to you a little easier. But this first blackboard, and there's 3 blackboards in this area. Blackboard A is right here. You can look at it from the bottom floor, just looking straight up as I'm looking at it now. And how this works is that you're going to notice these arrows here. Arrow here and arrow here. This means that this is switching with this. Okay, so these are staying the same. The only thing that's switching is square is switching with triangle. So the new pattern will be square, square, circle, triangle. So my goal here is to search for that pattern. It's not that one. Square, square, circle, triangle. So it's this one. So since I matched it up, I'm going to put the vial here. And it's great because you don't need any kills. All you need to do is stay in the location. Once the DNA vial is filled up, you'll be able to interact with it and be able to place it into the console here. Notice there's another pot there. Now we're going to start with B. B, we're going to have to gain access to upstairs, so make sure you have enough money for this. And the blackboard will be right here. Alright, so we go ahead and pull up our Microsoft Paint again, and for this pattern, this is billboard number B, and as you can see, diamond is switching with circle, and square is switching with diamond. So our new formula is going to be diamond, diamond, square, circle. What you're going to do is look for your pattern here. It's not that one. See if you could find here. Not that one. Not that one. And it's this one. Diamond, diamond, square, circle. Same thing here. Go ahead and fill up your jar. Don't need kills. Once it is filled up, you'll be able to interact with it. Go ahead and pick up your vial. And you'll want to place it into the B slot. And the next one we're going to do is C. So go ahead and pick up the C vial, and the next blackboard will be right located at the bottom floor, hiding behind this wall right here. Okay, so for our C pattern, what we have here is triangle is switching with diamond. All we need to do is switch those two. So our new formula becomes square, diamond, square, triangle. So all I have to do is remember is square, diamond, square. Go ahead and locate your pattern, which for me is right here, square, diamond, square. Same thing here, just stay on the circle until it's done. Once it is filled up, you'll be able to interact with the jar or vial again, and you'll be able to place it. Just be aware, however, there will be a rat king that will spawn. So if you're like me and you just have a pistol, this may take a while, but I was trying to get a achievement, which was completing it. I think it was within a couple minutes or 4 minutes or something like that. So I just want to take the risk. But once you kill the rat king, you'll be on to the next step. This may take a while, especially if you just have a pistol, but once the rat king is down, you'll be able to move on to the next step. That's one head down. That's the stranger's head. Go ahead and make your way back to the console here to go ahead and pick up the canister so you can go ahead and put this on the teleporter. The canister slot will be located on the left-hand side on this wall. And you go ahead and access the teleporter, and it's going to ask you to get some kills in a circle here. I would definitely recommend maybe picking up a gun at this point. I was purposely waiting to pick up this M5 right here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that as soon as I'm ready. It counts about 4% per zombie, so it doesn't take too long. Go ahead and fill the circle up with souls, and you'll go ahead and access the next part of the map. Once you are finished with the circle, your objectives will update and the door will open. You want to make your way down to the newly accessed door and head to your mission marker. You're going to head down all the way down to the end to your mission marker and interact with this Chalice, which is going to give you access to the Quiet One, which if you've done Sewers of the Dead, you'll recognize this guy. He always wants money. Costs him about 600 to move, I don't know, 15 feet. So you're going to have to do this 3 times with 3 different guys in 3 different spots for 3 different chalices. He's located right here. Go ahead and interact with him. First one's fairly close. So all you need to do is interact with them once. And then you're going to interact with that little electric thing on the wall there. And you'll be able to grab a chalice from the zombie. Same thing again. Must interact with the metal casing again. Interact with a zombie and he'll go to the second plate. For this one, I did have to pay him 2 times. So that's another 1,200, actually 3 times. So that's another 1,800 points for the second guy. Once he's at his plate, go ahead and interact with the wall again here, which will give you access to another chalice that's located on that zombie. Same thing as before, head back to the metal casing here, and this is the last time we're going to have to do this. Interact with the zombie. This time is probably going to take about 4 or 5 times, so make sure you have some money before doing this step. Once he does get to the end part here, and it looks like I did interact with him 4 times, he'll come to the plate, you'll interact with the last wall here, and then you'll get the last chalice. Once you have all chalices, make your way back to where you interacted with the door, and you'll go ahead and fight another boss here, which is Baylor again. This one I didn't have a pack weapon, but I'm still around 10, so I felt fairly confident in doing this, and plus I got the fast fire rate, which is double tap. So we'll go ahead and take out this Baylor and get up to the next step. Once you do kill the Baylor, your objectives will update, and that will be one of the heads complete. 2 more to go.
It will take some time to research, but hopefully.
The next challenge I like to do is located at spawn. So make your way to spawn and you're going to interact with a little loot chest, which is going to allow you to access a puzzle. If you notice, the puzzle has 3 pictures that are red. Your goal here is to make all the pictures gold. So what we need to do is we need to find 3 locations around the map that has a cat, face of Odin is what I call him. I call this one Odin and I call this one Elf. So we're looking for a cat, Odin, and Elf. There's going to be these little altars that you need to interact with, like I did there. And every time you interact with it, it's going to change one of the faces to red or gold. You see right there, I changed it, one of my gold faces to red, so I didn't want that. So now I have to choose it again. That one changed it to red, so I have to change that one back because we're trying to make the red ones gold. So I noticed that the kitty right there, that one turned it to red as well, so we're 0 for 4. Then we're going to go up here, you notice another kitty. And then that one actually worked, so we're good there. We're going to leave that alone since we turned that red one into gold. So now we're looking for Elf and Odin. Here's an elf. Let's see if that changed anything. And that one worked perfectly. So now all we're looking for is Odin's face. And once you do find the last one, your objectives will update and you'll be able to open the box. Just to go over the locations to all these altars, you have one that's located right at spawn. Then you have one that's located in spawn. Another one here. Another one up the stairs to this corner. Another one right here. If you go down here, there's another one in this corner. You go up here. And to the left, there's another one up here. There's another one that's located here. And then the last one that's located around this corner right here. Once it is safe to do so, if the round has started like it did in my game, go ahead and save one zombie and interact with the chest here. Once you do so, it will spawn in a clone of Abraham. So just like the other bosses before him, go ahead and take him out. And once you're done, your steps will update. Once you finish him off, you'll be able to pick up the sword, which is the next step here. Go ahead and pick up the sword, which will be in the chest. And then it's going to have a new marker, which you need to go to and access a new door. You want to make your way up where the teleporter is, up these stairs, and it'll be through this door here. And then you want to place your sword inside that door, which will give you access to that room we never had access to before. You want to place your sword down here. And your objectives will update, and you're going to have to get these valves across the map. First valve is located here. Second valve is located here, and there's 5 of them. Here's the 4th one. And the last one is right above the cloning area on the 2nd floor, which is right here. Once you grab those wheels and you turn them, you'll be able to go to the teleporter and start forging, which you access through here. Once you go through the teleporter, it's going to immediately ask you to interact with the bell. Go ahead and interact with it. Once you've been on the circle long enough, it will update and you'll be able to do another door. You have to do 3 of these circles and 3 of these bells in order for this step to be complete. The next one is located right next to it. Go ahead and interact with it and the circle will spawn, which you just need to stay in the circle in order to complete. It's always good to save a zombie for this portion because you pretty much get all of them done in one round. Once complete, you'll be able to interact with it and go on to the next bell, which is located right on the right side. It's just going in a circle. This is the 3rd and final one. Same thing here. Once the circle spawns, go ahead and stay in it until it's finished. Once you've been in the circle long enough, your objectives will update. You'll be able to interact with it. And it will spawn in a clone of Isaac. So on this, it will lock you down in this room until he's done. And you probably shouldn't have done what I did there, kill the last zombie. But once you do kill him, your steps will update here. Just be careful because he does pretty much the same attacks he does at the Ashes of Sker Hotel. But if you do have zombie spawns, it just makes it that much harder. If you can save a zombie before you start, this would probably be the best course of action. Once you do whittle them down and finish them off, your quest steps will update. And since that is the last head we needed to gather, the boss fight is ready. And all we need to do is place all the heads in the chamber. What you could do at this point, if you're doing the super Easter egg, is go ahead and place your sword in order for you to upgrade it, because you will need this for the super Easter egg. Once you do place that sword, however, please do be aware that you'll have a ton of night enemies, which do throw projectiles at you and do swipe at you pretty hard. Your goal here is to grab these I guess they're called metal shards from the knights, and I think you need about 4 or 5 of them in order for it to complete, but you're going to want to place that on the altar in order to upgrade the sword. Since you don't need the sword for the boss fight, and I already put 3 of probably the 5 shards I needed, I went ahead and left the sword there. we're going to go ahead and complete this boss fight, which we were doing in Nightmare, but this is the regular guided boss fight. Make sure to grab all your perks you want and go ahead and start it. Simply start the boss fight by making damage.
This is where it all ends.
This boss fight is not that difficult. I mean, you just want to watch out for the electricity on the floor, and then also for Isaac when he spawns. Once you do enough damage, however, Isaac will spawn, and you will have to kill Isaac in order to do more damage later on. You can actually hear him screaming in the background. And there we go. Once Thomas does spawn, go ahead and do damage to him as quickly as possible. If you keep the ad alive here, you don't have to deal with any spawns. So you can try to do that, but sometimes if they're teleporting, they teleport right in front of your gun. And since we're going in on a fairly decently low round, even when we're on Nightmare, we can get away with a tier 1 pack-a-punch weapon. That's the benefits of going in kind of early. Not only that, and plus you get to start the hardcore Easter egg steps at an early round. Once Thomas is down, you'll be able to do more damage on Elizabeth. Later on in the fight, once you get to like 20% health, this is when the fight kind of ramps up a little bit. The electricity on the floor switches a lot sooner, and then you get a lot faster ads, and Thomas is kind of chasing you. Kind of strat on this one is once you kind of get familiarized with how the floors are spawning, use the vacant floors to do damage. Run all the way into the vacant floor like I'm doing here. Slide, do damage, run out, or electrified floor turns on again. Keep in mind of where the electrified floor is not, and just do damage accordingly. Once you do enough damage, of course, the boss fight will end, and congratulations, you completed the guided story on Nightmare or Normal, whichever one you were doing. And now you can go ahead and start the hidden Easter egg. And as I did in previous tutorials of the hidden and guided Easter egg complete ultimate tutorials, I'm going to include a full version of this boss fight on Nightmare after going through the boss fight in Normal, the hidden hardcore boss fight. So I won't be commentating over it. I just want to, leave it at the end of the video just to show you examples, like the difference between, I guess, Nightmare and Normal for the hardcore versions of the boss fight. So I'll do that. But yeah, hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful so far. Let's dive into the hidden part of this Easter egg. Go ahead and interact with the case. Since you've completed all 3 previous seals, if you're doing it in order, you're going to spawn in the stranger and go ahead and shoot him just like you did in the previous maps. Now, just like in previous maps, there will be several spawn points for the stranger, which we'll go over them now. As in previous runs, when you're looking for the stranger, listen out for the sound cue, which sounds like this. First location will be in the castle grounds area, which will be hanging out in this windowsill right here. Next location will be up the stairs, up these stairs, and at this metal case, or sorry, glass case right here. Another location will be in the castle grounds, up the stairs. If you go in this doorway and look up to the left, you'll be right here. Once you shoot all 3, you will hear that sound cue signifying that you are done. But before we move on, let's go over some more spawns. Another spawn point that the stranger could spawn at is in the Fire and Ice Castle. The Fire and Ice Castle. The banqueting hall, sorry. I'm reading the top left instead of the, well, anyways. He's gonna be right there in the middle, hanging out right there. Right next to the cannon. Although, obviously, if you went that far in the Easter egg, this will be there. he will be there. Another spawn would be right here, where you shot the ball for the power. Will be right here in this corner. Another spawn will be in spawn, next to this board on the left side. It would be hanging out right here. Once the third one is shot, it's going to go ahead and make the sound cue, and you go on to the next step. For the next step, you want to go ahead and hop back into the teleporter and go to the area where you first fought Baylor. Head down the dungeon cells, and you're going to go ahead and interact with the box that spawned there. Once you reach the end, you're going to notice the box is right here with guess. Our old friend, Demon Goat. And we're going to follow Demon Goat again throughout the map. And then this time, he will spawn enemies as well. So just make sure you're set up and prepared. Follow him around the map. This time though, he's going to spawn in 2 bosses. So make sure you're really prepared. Once he gets close to the teleporter, this is when he'll be spawning the 2 bosses. What I suggest on this is take out one, concentrate on one, that way you can at least have one of them off the playing field. And that's kind of what I did. Once they're both dead, you'll be on to the next step. Just be careful throughout this encounter though, because they can trip you up. They do hit hard. Just be careful, play safe. You'll hear the sound cue, as you just heard, and you'll be on to the next step. What you want to do is you want to head back to spawn, and you're going to be able to interact with this metal crate or coffin thing. And what you're going to do is you're going to head around the spawn area, and there's going to be these zombies posted on these little crucifix sticks right here, or hanging right here. What you need to do is use the wonder weapon on this map and strike it with the sword. There's one location that's next to spawn. There's another one that's up this ramp, which I'll get to right here. I think I'm going for a challenge. So we'll make a little cut and come back to this. So if you're in spawn, we're going to do this one again. There's one of them. That one we already did. I was just kind of testing it out just to make sure. We'll get to the next location now, which is right next to it. Turn right behind you. And that's how you know you got it. It's those eyes are glowing at first, and then when you hit them, those eyes turn off. That's the third one there. The fourth one's over here next to the cage. And then the last one's up to the weapons, up this little hill right here. Once you hear that sound cue, you're on to the next step. Now keep in mind, when you do interact with this, there's going to be 2 bosses that's going to spawn. So just make sure you're prepared. Just like the same thing as before, take care of one so you can focus on the other. Be safe. Maybe do this at the end of the round where you only have just the one zombie. Once you're done, you'll hear the sound cue. And you're ready for the next step. Now the next step is you're going to want to teleport again. And you want to come down to this hallway here, and you're going to grab a green lantern. Or should I say purple lantern. You're going to use this purple lantern to look for symbols around the dungeon. Now, kind of like the same thing as the previous maps, you have 1 through 4 in numeral or in Roman numerals. You're looking for that here. Now, the same thing goes, if you find 3 of them, you can brute force the 4th one. So just look around for Roman numerals, and once you find one, like this one here, keep track of the symbol, write it down, take a picture, whatever you need to do, take a screenshot, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next symbol here. All right, found my second symbol. 2, and it looks like that little jackal head looking to the right. I'm going to take note of that, and we'll go ahead and try to find another one. Alright, we found our next symbol here, which is the number 3. It looks like it's the Odin helmet or Odin head. So I'm going to keep note of that and move on to the next symbol here. Or actually, probably can brute force it, one or the other. Once you have your 3 to 4 symbols, whichever one you wanted to go for and you didn't want to brute force it, or if you did, head back to the dungeon portion where you let go of the first Baylor you fought for the main quest of the Easter egg, and you're going to notice that in the back there's going to be the 4 switches you can switch around for symbols, which I'll show you to you now. You're going to head back, and it's going to be in the back left here. And this is where you're going to enter your symbols. And just like before, whether you took a screenshot or whatever, just enter the 3 or 4 if you found 4, and go ahead and brute force the 4th one. But just go one by one. Even during this, by the way, ads are going to spawn. So just kind of be careful, because even if you save one, what I found, anytime I was messing with it, a couple more spawn. So just be careful, take your time with it, change it as it goes, and then once you're finished, you get your sound cue, and we'll move on to the next step. Once you change the last one, you'll hear that sound cue, and we'll go ahead and move on. After in the correct code, don't do what I did. Don't forget to pick up your token. After picking up the token, now it's time to get ready for the boss fight. Once you're ready, enter the boss fight arena, and just like all the rest of the Easter eggs, place your token into the metal weapon casing here, or coffin, I've been calling it a coffin, and start doing damage on the boss. Now, this boss fight is extremely different in the terms that it spawns a lot more heavy enemies. So just be careful. It's going to spawn in Abraham, and it's going to spawn in the antler guy, whatever you want to call him. I think they call him Thomas. But you're going to need to take care of Thomas and take care of Abraham in order for you to continue doing DPS on the boss. Be careful. Watch out that the floor is electrified, and keep in mind that the lasers that you see right there are walls and you can't walk through it. So take your time here, and just be careful, and it should be no problem for you. Once you take care of Thomas, you'll be able to do more DPS on the boss. Just find like an open space, especially once you first kill Thomas, because it's going to give you some freeway as far as winning DPS. And as you can see right there, it only allowed me to do a little bit of damage before they spawned them again. So when they say hardcore, they mean it. So you just got to take him out again, both Abraham and Thomas, in order for you to start doing DPS. The floor is on the ground, the floor is electrified, so just be careful. The laser walls are there. Thomas ends up doing his teleportation stuff, so just use your best judgment. Kind of the same as before, I'll take out one at a time if I could. Once the Thomas is down, you can continue doing damage. As you can see here, don't make my mistake where you run out of ammo before, right when DPS starts. You can grab ammo. If you need to jump through the electrified stuff, just kind of jump a little bit. This is where the portion of the boss fight where we'll start spawning in abominations as well. So just be careful. As you can see, it only lets you do a little bit of DPS at a time, and it makes you to keep having to take care of these larger enemies. Same as before, this abomination is spewing acid on the floor, making our space smaller and even smaller. So keep an eye on your health, jump a lot, because it does help you as far as, keeping some health. So just be careful. Take, like I said, one boss at a time. Once you do take down Thomas, you'll be able to do DPS again. And as you can see, the minute we took down Thomas, an abomination spawned right away. And as you can see, there's really no clear moments you can DPS. As far as, you know, having no big bosses on the field, that's never going to happen. When you start getting to 20% of health, however, as you can see, not only is an abomination added to the field, the big sword stroker guy, what I forgot what they call him, spawns as well. The guy is from Sewer's boss fight, so just be careful. Watch out for the floors. Do DPS when you can. Don't go for the portal right away. Just like the rest of the boss fights, take your time here. Take all of the mini bosses out, and then interact with the portal. Alright, I remembered his name now, Baylor. I think this is his name. Once you take the Baylor out, and then also take out the abominations, notice that I got my fourth token there. I'm very stoked about it. Get to use my god weapon in the next map I do, so that is awesome. Once you are done admiring your reward, go ahead to the portal and interact. GG's, you are done with the Deadly Fortress or Lover's Fortress. Deadly Lover's Fortress. There you go. I wanted to say it right. But if you guys did like the video and you did find it informative and it helped you on your run, please press that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. Hopefully this guys helped you out. Also, let me know what you guys are thinking about Sker Ritual, what you guys are thinking about the Easter eggs. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching.
Congratulations. The divine god killer is now yours to wield. There's nothing else there either.